Okay, today let's discuss future tense. So as I said, for future tense, there is no separate tense as such. Okay, it's an extension of present. Expressing future time in English. English has no future tense, but there are a number of ways of expressing future time in English. We can use any of the following forms: will or shall plus infinitive, be going to plus infinitive, will or shall plus be plus continuous infinitive, present simple form, present continuous form, be about to plus infinitive form, be to plus infinitive. Okay, using these expressions, we use with or we intend to convey future tense. All of you mute yourself. Next, will or shall. We can also talk about the future point of time in the past. This is often called the future in the past. These different ways of expressing future time are not necessarily interchangeable. Each one is used to express a particular meaning or idea. Look at the following examples. What will the Indian education system look like in 20 years' time? We are talking about the future from a point of time in the past. Say, for example, from today, now it's 2021. If I say what will be India's education system in 2041, I can then 2021 becomes the past. Only time will tell when which predictions are accurate. Will the future be any different? Parts of the east and south of Karnataka will be mainly dry at first, but rain will spread to all places later. I will get the book for you. I won't be long. Be going to plus infinitive. Informal speech. So you should all make a note of it. Be going to plus infinitive. Use it in informal speech. There are two basic meanings of this form, and both depend on the situation in the present time. The first meaning expresses the future fulfillment of a present intention or plan. So you can go through these following examples. Okay, we are going to get the report out early next week. So I'm not going to read all the examples. I will just touch upon the important points. All of these statements are spoken utterances which tell the hearer what is going to happen as a result of the plan which has already been made. The second meaning of this form is to express the future result of a cause in the present. Look at this example. It's going to rain. The sky has become very dark. Here you are predicting. Will or shall plus be plus continuous infinity. We can use this structure to talk about, see what all follows after the heading. That is a description of the heading. Talk about the future when you want to put the event or state into the continuous time frame. I will be moving to London in August. See, I will or shall, be is there, moving. Moving is continuous form. Moving to London in August. It's a continuous indication. Will you be selling your house in Madkeri? I'll be starting another book very soon. In these statements, the speaker is thinking about an event or an experience in the near future, which will continue for a specific period of time. See, I will be moving to London in August means the traveling or moving is continuously happening for a specific period of time, at least for 24 hours or one day or more than that, which will continue for a specific period of time with a definite beginning and end. It has a definite beginning and end. It's not continuous. He can't keep on traveling to London or moving to London. At one point, he has to stop in London. Secondly, another purpose of this form is to indicate that future event or experience will happen as a matter of course, without the implication that there is any human intention, planning, or promise involved. Present simple form. This form is used to talk about the future when the event is seen as a definite form. See, one thing you should understand, we are using various forms and various grammatical rules to denote future tense. In that, present simple form is one. Tomorrow is Friday. The flight doesn't leave at 16:45. It leaves at 18:45. So by using simple present tense, we are trying to convey future tense in all these examples. So these are the examples that are given to you. You have to identify how many correct and sensible sentences can you make by choosing one word from each of the following columns. You have to choose the words. For example, you can match I dash with, you have to join the words here. You have to choose one word from each box and may have to make meaningful sentences. Then present continuous form to express future time. We can talk about the future by using this form. The meaning is similar to the meaning with be, going to plus infinitive. This form is usually used in informal speech and is less commonly used in writing. Look at the examples. The governors are meeting at 4:30 this afternoon. This is usually used in informal speech and less commonly used in writing. Manchester is playing Liverpool next Saturday. We are having fish for dinner. The Sharmas are getting married in Mumbai in July. So these are all the expressions that we use in indirect speech. The following exercises you have to do it on your own. Next, be about to plus infinitive. This structure is used to express the very near future. Be about to means future. It has almost the same meaning as just going to or going to in a very short time. It is used in informal colloquial English. Look at these examples. The program's about to begin. The program's just going to begin. Okay, colloquial English means traditional form or English or conversational English. Here in this exercise, you have to supply the most suitable tense. Which tense goes well, you have to identify. She dash away every weekend. Okay, which form are you going to use? She went away every weekend because you're or she goes away. Okay, it all because you're talking about future tense. If the same question they had asked in past tense, you would have said she went away or she used to go away. Now she is not going. But since we are for talking. See, one thing you should understand: you can have as many sentences as possible depending on the present, past, and past perfect. All of these examples demonstrate that you can use will or shall to make a prediction about the future or to ask a question about something in the future. Only will or shall can be used to express decisions that have been made at the moment of speaking. Okay, these exercises you can do, and the references book are given here. Okay. Yes, what question do you have? Somebody has asked the question in the chat box. Mad in question and answer part. Madhur Agarwal. What is the question there? So next we will move on to modal verbs. Time in English. English. Modal verbs, what did I say? Modal verbs are part of verbs. You call it as auxiliary verbs, modal auxiliaries. Can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might. All these refers to modal verbs. Or they are also called as modals. We may also express the modality of an action and the speaker's attitude towards the action, which is conveyed by use of modal auxiliaries. The term modality refers to meaning categories like question, request, statement, ability. See, can denotes ability. Okay. And you can ask it in the form of a question also. Request, may. May is a form of request. Possibility, wish, command, permission, etc. These meanings are expressed through the use of different moods: declarative, interrogative, imperative, exclamative, and subjunctive, or through the use of modal auxiliaries: can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, must, ought. Modals have more than one meaning. For example, can be used to express both ability and request. Look at the following examples. Can you wipe the dust on the ceiling fan? Mood is interrogative modality. Question about ability. Means, can you wipe that? If somebody asks you a question, can you wipe the dust on the ceiling fan? They're asking you whether it is possible for you, whether you are capable enough to do it. Because at times you may be short, or there could be no stool on which you can stand and clean it. They're asking about here, they're questioning about your ability. Can you open the window, please? Here it is a request. Interrogative modality, request, and informal. Tense aspect and modality combined together to make up a verb phrase. Types of auxiliary verbs. There are two kinds of auxiliary verbs in English. Primary auxiliary or modal auxiliary verbs. Unlike the primary auxiliary verbs be, have, and do. See, primary auxiliaries, you have three forms: be form, have form, and do form. I've elaborated in my earlier video. Be form refers to am, is, are. Have form refers to have, as, had, and do form refers to do, does, did, which can also be used as lexical verbs independently. Modal verbs cannot be used as lexical verbs. They're always used along with infinitive form of a lexical verb. There are 13 modal auxiliaries in English. So these are 13: can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, use it to, dare, need, ought to. The modal auxiliaries have only the base form and do not have any other form. When we use a modal verb, we usually use a lexical verb along with a modal verb. For example, he can fly like a bird. Can is the modal, fly is lexical verb. He must go to the doctor. Must is modal, go is lexical. So one thing you should understand here is whenever you're using modal verbs, you can't use it independently. You have to use it with another main verb. See, this is the example. Can is the modal, fly is the main verb. Must is the modal verb, go is the main verb. Use of modal verbs. Modal verbs are used in two ways: to express various attitudes towards a situation or event, to express more than one meaning. This is the primary use and this is secondary use. Primary use is concerned with fact or reality and expresses the following: ability. You can't hypnotize anyone who does not want to cooperate. It says what you are able to do. Next is advisability. Expresses what is best to do. You should use speed post. This is advice. Should is the modal here. Here it is can't. Then certainty expresses the general certainty. Dishwashers won't wash everything. Certainty means something that is obvious. Then exemption, you need not pay in advance, indicates what is not necessary. Necessity, you need to earn at least rupees 6 lakh a year. It's a necessary but not obligatory. Necessity means it's required but not a compulsion. Obligation, it's a compulsion. Applications must be received by 15th of July. What is the difference between necessity and obligation? Necessity is not compulsory, whereas obligation is compulsory. Then permission, applications may be made only by persons over 18. So what is permitted and what is not permitted? Prohibition. See, here we are using, here we are mentioning or discussing in what all context we can use modals. Then prohibition. Once made, applications may not be withdrawn. This is the prohibition. Request. Can you lend me some money, please? So here you can see the use of modals here. Can. Here we have used may. Here again we have used may, can. So in all these examples, various modals are used. Then secondary use. Secondary use is concerned with beliefs based on facts. Look at the examples. Holidays abroad can be fun. Here the speaker is saying that it's, so secondary use, what does it mean here? So begin 7 days along a desert island with my parents. This could be worse than a school. Here the speaker is saying it is possible for this period of 7 days to be unpleasant, but it is not certain. So let us take the example of a shorter sentence. Holidays abroad can be fun. What is the speaker trying to say? That it is possible to enjoy a holiday abroad, but it is not always the case. Can be fun means can denotes ability. It all depends on one's capability regarding how you can make fun of it. Next, secondary use expresses the following mood: certainty or likelihood. From the sound of the footsteps, that will be the headmaster. Near certainty, she is coming by train and should arrive just after midday. Possibility, holidays abroad can or may or might be fun. I have discussed the differentiation between may or might in the previous models video. May means 50% chances. It may rain means 50-50. It might rain means less than 50% chances. Let's say 20%. Impossibility. Mrs. Geeta, you can't be serious. Probability. As you are a doctor, you must or should know a lot about viruses. That's a loud knock on the road. It could be father. Probability means possibility. Probability, I hope you remember your mathematics lessons. So the exercises are given here. You have to identify which suits best, and the situation is given here. So all these are referred to activities.